So we have our document set up. We learned how to do that in another video, and we have all of our data in our spreadsheet. So we're going to open up that spreadsheet, click on Add-on, choose Autocrat, and launch. Here in the bottom right-hand corner, we're going to click on New Job. We're going to call this SBAC Scores. Then we're going to click Next. Here we are going to grab our template. I like to come and grab the title here first. That way I can make sure I'm getting the exact correct file. Paste it right here so it'll search. Find that template in our Google Drive. It'll be the first one here. I'm going to select it. Then we'll see here now it's merging the tags. Here's the currently selected template. We'll click on Next. And now here's where we have to choose the tab that we want to get all the data from. Sometimes you will have a spreadsheet that might have multiple tabs down here in the bottom left-hand corner. Ours only has one, so we only had one to select from on this. We let it know that we do have a header row, and so our first data row is on row 2. So now we need to match up our merge tags. If your tag columns names up here are the exact same, it will match. You'll notice here in column C, I spelled name incorrectly. That is why this one did not match up. So that's okay. We're going to click on the drop down and I will choose the name of the column from here. It lists every single one of my columns. So I'm going to choose that column, scroll down the list, and see that all the rest of them are correctly mapped out. Once that's done, I'll click Next. Here's where I want to name the file. Now I want to personalize this for each person. So I'm going to put SBAC Scores, but then right here I'm going to click on this arrow and I want to make it specific, each file name specific. So I'm going to grab this tag of first name, paste it here, then I'm going to put a space, then I'm going to grab their last name, paste it, then I'm going to come back here, and I actually do not want any of these other titles on here, so I do want to put the year. So I'm going to actually add that to the front of the file, and I'll just put 2022. So now this is going to personalize each person's file, and you'll see what that's going to look like at the end. So the type, you can either keep it as a Google document. I'm actually going to change it to a PDF, because I want each file to be emailed to them as a PDF. Then here's where you choose multiple or single. If I chose single output, it's going to put every single one of these documents in one PDF file together. I can add, here you can see, add a page break between data rows, so it would create a new page for each row. But I don't want to have one document. I want to actually do multiple because I want each student to get their individual PDF file so I can email it to them. So then I click Next. Here's where I'm going to choose where all of those individual sheets are going to be stored in my Google Drive. So I can keep it in this folder, or I can say Choose Folder, and I can create a new folder in my Google Drive. I can select one that's already created, or I can create a new one. So I'm just going to keep it here though. Then I'm going to click Next. I'm going to skip this step because I don't need to add any dynamic folder reference. Set merge condition, same thing. We're going to skip this step as well. Then I'm going to go share docs and send emails. This I'm going to change to yes because I want to share each one of these individual as a PDF. You can choose to allow them to reshare, to send from a generic no reply address. I'm going to choose yes for that. Then we're going to scroll down. Here's where you can personalize what the email says. So we're going to use tags right here for the to. So we are going to use the tag of the mail. So I'm going to go to to, angled brackets at the beginning. Then email, make sure that this matches exactly what your header title is. And mine was email, and then add my 2 end brackets. And then I'm going to type here, I can type whatever I want. I'm going to just put here are your SBAC scores. I would obviously write something a little bit more professional there, but for the purpose of the video, we'll keep that short. All right, and then we're going to click on next. Here we're going to skip this step because we're actually running the job now. We don't want to run it. This is for like more advanced features that we'll discuss in another video. And then we are going to click save. Oops, this is a great thing. It does tell you that your email subject was missing, so it does catch sometimes when you make mistakes. So we're going to come back here to this, and you can see that I did not type in a subject. So I'm going to type in SBAC scores. Now I'll click save. And now we are ready to run the job. So we'll click the little play button here. Depending upon how many rows of data you have, that will determine how long it's going to take to run your job. This is letting me know that 22 rows will be merged. You can see here in the background, it is starting to create each of these files. So while that's still running, I'm going to scroll over here and I'm going to click on this first one so you can see the PDF that it created. So it pulled in the student's name, their grade, their ID, all of this information here. If I go and look at the next one, so let's see here, this one was, the student's name was Aaliyah Stafford. If I come here to my next one, you'll see this PDF says Aaliyah Needham. So it has personalized each one of these PDFs for each student. And it is mailing that off to the student. Now you don't necessarily have to mail them. You can just create these documents to print out and hand to each student. In that case, you might want to, in that one step, create it as one file so you can easily just hit the print button and print all of them at one time. Because if you did them individual, like what I just did here, that means you're opening each file individually to print. So that's where that step comes in handy, where you're choosing multiple output or single output. And that is how you can create personalized documents to email off to parents or students.